Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that button down below. So today's video is going to be about anxiety, specifically in relationships, if we're an anxious person, and all the ways that our anxiety can affect our relationships. This video is here to offer you some hope and some understanding on the topic. So I know in the past, in my own life, when I suffered from anxiety, it's kind of felt like an unwelcomed guest to some of my most cherished moments in life, moments where I'm trying to share something special with someone or just trying to connect. It often feels like it's a third wheel to some of life's experiences. Some of you might also feel that way, like it's just an uninvited guest to whatever you're experiencing in life. For many of us, it's an invisible burden. It kind of dictates how we act, the things that we say, the things that we don't say, how connected or disconnected we feel from people. It kind of can create a little bit of a glass wall between us and the world. So a really common experience for those of you watching, and even for myself in my own life, maybe you're getting ready to go out on a date or meet someone and you start to feel that familiar sense of unease. Your chest maybe tightens, you feel your heart rate starting to pick up, you feel a sense of dread or doubt, and then the thoughts start going on. What if something goes wrong? What if they don't like me the same way? What if they think I'm a weirdo? What if I have a panic attack when we're out? This is the reality for most of us living with anxiety. Doubts and fears might overshadow some genuine moments that we're trying to have. It can even create misunderstandings and even distance in our lives between us and the people we want to connect with. And it's more than just nervousness. It's a persistent, overwhelming presence in the background. One of the biggest fears that those of us with anxiety face in relationships is our fear of vulnerability, of sharing our insecurities, sharing who we really are in relationships, opening up, risking judgment, or even risking rejection. At least that's how it feels for us. This can lead to us drastically overthinking situations, maybe even avoiding situations altogether, or even self-sabotaging relationships because we're getting into this overthinking, catastrophe thinking mode. But there is hope if this is something that you experience. Understanding and communication are key in helping you navigate relationships with anxiety. Here are some steps to navigate this. The first step is so obvious and also a little bit vulnerable for us that we can often totally overlook it and not even consider it. And it's actually opening up and being honest that we have anxiety. You would be really surprised at how much easier this can actually make life for you when you let other people know what it is that you experience and the things that you worry about. Share your feelings with your partner, with your friends, with your family, and it can help foster understanding and a safe environment so that if you ever do feel it, it's that much more easy to communicate about it, and others can know how to help you best when they know it's something that you're experiencing. Your honesty in this way can actually deepen your trust with the people around you. Second tip is to establish clear communication with people. Talk about what triggers your anxiety and how it impacts your behaviour. If you know some things that people can do for you or some things for people to not do when you're anxious, try and let them know this. Describe it as best as you can. Even if you don't know all of it yet, even just one simple thing telling people not to do this while you're anxious will actually take the pressure off of you whenever it happens. This is a way of setting boundaries and letting people know what your preferences are so that everyone involved can feel supported and you can feel safe and trusting. So for example, a really common one that I see with clients I work with is a lot of anxious people don't like it when the people around them ask them really frequently, are they still anxious? For a lot of them, that actually puts the attention back on the anxiety when it was maybe actually fading out in that moment, and sort of almost reinvigorates the symptom or like the uncomfortable experience that they're having. So being able to describe to people, when I'm anxious, I'm just letting you know in that moment, could you not ask me about it every few minutes? I'll let you know when I'm starting to calm down. So that way it can help you feel like people are intruding less in your experience if that's a trigger of yours, for example. The third is to practice self-care. Now I know self-care is something that you hear so much about, but it gets brought up a lot of the time for a reason. Self-care can take so many forms, this video will not be able to cover them all. For a lot of you, it's therapy. Now, I'm biased, I'm a therapist, so of course, just through my lived experience, I think therapy is incredible whether it's individual therapy or even couples therapy, if it's something that you're working on in your relationship. Being able to have someone in a safe space to go to discuss, unpack and get some clarity on the issues that you're having can work tremendously in helping you overcome your anxiety. Therapists provide tools and strategies to help you practically put them into place in your life so that you can overcome them. And building a strong support system around you is also vital. Not many of us do well in isolation. Is it possible to overcome anxiety totally alone? Yeah, it can be done, but I would argue it's a much more pleasant and faster experience if you have some kind of support system around you. Even if it's only one person, even that person is a therapist and you don't have any friends, that's still much better than trying to do it on your own. But the one that gets overlooked and I encourage in my clients a lot and help them foster in their lives is self-kindness. Self-kindness goes a long way in helping you recover from this. Surround yourself with friends and family who can support and understand you. You don't need many. Friends and family or a partner can help remind you that anxiety is not all of who you are. It's just something that you're experiencing and it doesn't affect how worthy you are to love or be loved. So remember, anxiety, it is a challenge, but it's also an opportunity to deepen your relationships with all the tips I've provided. By risking it and opening up a little bit more about your anxiety and the things that you worry about, you can actually feel more connected to people. To all of you out there who's navigating your relationships with anxiety, please know that you're not alone. Together, we can create an environment where our relationships thrive, even in the presence of anxiety. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again next time.